Dear students, in today's class, we are going to discuss about the topic unification of Italy. In my last class, I already started discussing about the unification movement of Italy. I explained about the works of Joseph Mazzini. Joseph Mazzini laid a strong foundation for unification movement of Italy. The work which was started by Joseph Mazzini was continued by Count de Cavour. Count Cavour, born in 1810 at Piedmont. He received military education. He also studied the history and culture of Italy and developed a patriotic spirit. In 1848, a parliament was created for Piedmont. When this parliament was created, Cavour's political career began. He was elected to the Parliament of Piedmont in 1850. In the year 1852, he was appointed as the Prime Minister of Piedmont by Victor Emmanuel II. Victor Emmanuel II was the King of Italy or King of Piedmont. Piedmont was one of the Italian state which was ruled by an Italian king. Cavour served as the Prime Minister from 1852 to 1861. He proved himself to be a great statesman and a notable diplomat. He had the dream of uniting Italy under the leadership of Sardinia. He wanted to unite Italy under the leadership of Sardinia because Sardinia was the only Italian state which was ruled by an Italian king. But before taking up that task, he undertook many reforms to make Sardinia strong. Cavour wanted to make Sardinia as a model state because Sardinia was the only Italian state and one of the powerful state which was ruled by an Italian ruler. So he wanted to take the leadership of Italian unification by Sardinia. As a Prime Minister, Cavour started the work of strengthening Piedmont. He introduced a series of reforms or a number of reforms in order to strengthen Piedmont. He reformed the army to prepare for a war. He introduced various reforms in the military of Piedmont. He built new ports and repaired or strengthened the old ones. Cavour paid special attention to the development of commerce and industry. He modernized the financial system and encouraged agriculture. He dissolved the monasteries, abolished feudal inequalities and special privileges of the clergy. Some of the religious domination which was existed in Sardinia was abolished by Cavour. Economy was reformed. Commercial taxes were reduced. Some of the economic reforms were also introduced in order to strengthen the economy of Piedmont. Cavour encouraged education and industries. By introducing all these reforms, Cavour developed the Piedmont as a model state. Cavour was practical and positive in his outlook. He believed in the policy of war and diplomacy to unite Italy. Cavour believed in the policy of war and diplomacy to unite Italy. He held that Austria must be driven out of Italy as a first step towards the unification movement. Here Austria was one of the strongest enemy of Italy. So he wanted to driven out Austria from Italy. Cavour believed that Italian unification could be achieved only with the help of other European powers or European nations, because Austria was their strongest enemy and alone they could not able to defeat Austria. So he wanted to seek help from other European nations. A turning point came when the Crimean War broke out in 1854. Cavour took part in the Crimean War. This war fought between 1854 to 1856. Cavour had no reason to take part in this war, but with a foresight to create an image about his state before England and France, he participated in the Crimean War. Here Cavour participated in the Crimean War in order to gain support from France and England towards the unification of Italy. By participating in the war, he got a strong claim to be associated in the peace talks. Here peace talks means the Crimean War was ended in 1856 with the Paris Peace Conference, and when this Congress was held, Cavour also participated in that Congress of Paris. Cavour personally attended the Congress of Paris and took the opportunity to denounce Austria or the evils of Austria. Cavour remarked, "Out of the mud of Crimea, Italy will be made." After the war, in the Paris Peace Congress, he put forth the problems of Italy before the leaders. When Cavour put forth the problems of Italy in that Congress of Paris, the ruler of France, Napoleon III, he was very sympathetic to the cause of Italian unification. He became very sympathetic for the cause of Italy. At the Congress of Paris, Napoleon III sympathetically listened to the grievances of Italy. Cavour turned this sympathy into political action. Cavour signed an agreement with Napoleon III at Plombiers in 1858. According to the agreement, Napoleon promised to help Cavour against Austria, in return for which Cavour had to give Savoy and Nice to Napoleon III. This is an agreement which was concluded between Napoleon III and Cavour. Napoleon III agreed to support Piedmont against Austria. In return, here Cavour agreed to hand over this Sicily and Savoy to Napoleon III. Cavour built his army. In order to defeat Austria, Cavour strengthened his army. Austria was suspicious of the meeting between Cavour and Napoleon. When Cavour and Napoleon III they were held secret meetings, Austria became suspicious about their meetings. It also ordered Sardinia to disarm. Austria also ordered Sardinia, Piedmont to disarm. When Sardinia refused to disarm, the war began in 1859. This war was named as the Franco-Sardinian and Austrian War. War was fought between France, Sardinia and Austria in 1859. This war lasted for 2 months. The Austrians were defeated and drove Austria out from Lombardy. In the War of 1859, Austria was defeated and Austria was driven out from Lombardy. Lombardy was one of the Italian state which was under the control of Austria. But after this success, suddenly Napoleon III stopped the war without giving a clue to Sardinia and concluded a treaty of Villafranca with Austria. Napoleon III, he suddenly came out from the war and concluded a treaty with Austria. Name of the treaty is Villafranca. According to this treaty, Austrian troops were evacuated from Lombardy and it was ceded to Victor Emmanuel II. In this way, the first stage of unification was set in. Napoleon III received Nice and Savoy according to the agreement signed before the beginning of the war. The sudden end of the war disappointed Count Cavour. He forced King Victor Emmanuel II not to accept the Treaty of Villafranca. Victor Emmanuel II was the Italian king. Cavour forced Victor Emmanuel not to accept the terms of the Treaty of Villafranca. But when Victor Emmanuel refused, Cavour resigned. He was disappointed and he resigned to his post, that is Prime Minister. However, after a few months, Cavour withdrew his resignation and he was re-elected and appointed as the Prime Minister of Italy or Piedmont. In 1860, Parma, Modena, Tuscany, Romagna, Umbria and the Marches voted to merge with Sardinia. Here Parma, Modena, Tuscany, Umbria and the Marches voluntarily wanted to join with Sardinia or with the Union of Italy. And this led to the second step in the unification. Cavour was considered as the brain of Italian unification because of his work towards the unification of Italy. Count di Cavour was considered as the brain of Italian unification. He died in 1861. All this is about the works of Count di Cavour towards the unification movement of Italy. Thank you, students.